Welcome back. I'm certainly glad you could join me this time. Today I think we'll do a painting that's a little bit different. And let's start out and we'll have them run all the colors across the screen that you need to paint along with me today. And while they're doing that, come on up here, let me tell you what's happening. I've got a canvas, as you can probably see, that's painted yellow. And this is just an acrylic yellow paint, and I've covered the entire canvas with it. And right here is this is a piece of duct tape I found here in the studio. You can use duct tape or masking tape, any kind of tape, and I've just made a circle right there. This canvas is dry today. And onto this, we're going to begin putting a little bit of the liquid black color, and I'm going to make a beautiful little sunset out of it, okay? Let's go right up here, and I'll just use a little 2-inch brush, and I'm just going to start laying in some little things, just like so. And just sort of, make a decision, decide where they're going to be, and lay them in. There's very, very little of the liquid black on the brush here. Very little. There we go. Okay, let me get a touch more on my brush. Okay, just once again, barely touching the canvas. Just caress the canvas and let it go across like that. There. And we're just going to lay these in just at random here and there. A little more of the black, and right there. There. This is going to be a fun painting. As I say, it's different than anything that we've done before, and I really think you'll enjoy it. This is going to be a sunset, and this will be the sun. If you hadn't figured that out already, that's going to be the sun when they're all finished. We'll just bring some of these dark areas right across it. Right across it. Maybe there's another one right here. We don't know. We don't know. At this point, we're not all that committed. Now, one thing that helps when you're doing this particular painting is a very smooth canvas. And I always use a very smooth canvas. But in this painting, it's really important so your brush will slide. All right. Now, let me wash the brush. Just scrub it off here. Shake off the excess thinner. Give it a little wrap and off we'll go. Now I'm going to begin adding some color into this. I'm going to start off first with a tiny little bit of alizarin crimson and just work it into the bristles. Tap the brush, tap it. See, and that way you get a nice even distribution of color all the way through the brush. Okay, let's go up here. I'm going right into the liquid black, letting it mix and begin pulling a little bit of it out. Just let it blend and work together. See there? All these little colors just happen. Just happen. There. Right there. And on this particular painting, we use a very limited palette. Very few colors in it. And the colors that we use in this painting most of them are very transparent. So the yellow will show through. This crimson here is extremely, extremely transparent. Beautiful, beautiful color. There. And down here, when we get around what's going to be the sun, we're going to get it. We want this area here to be brighter and brighter and brighter. Brighter. So I'm going to leave some areas open there. Now then, I'm going to go right into a small amount of Indian yellow. Very transparent yellow. Tap it. Let's go back up here. Now, we'll start right up here and just begin laying that yellow in here. Try to keep the yellow off the liquid black, because black and yellow, as you probably know, makes green. And we want to have all these beautiful oranges and yellows and reds in this painting. There. You know, we get a lot of questions that come into us, and one of the questions I hear over and over again is that I talk about having a clear acrylic palette, but my palette on TV does not look clear. Well, There is a reason for that, and I should have told you before. I take and use sandpaper on my palette to scuff it up. Otherwise, it creates huge glares on TV. The same as we take and we cover the brush furrows and stuff with tape, just to keep them from shining. Even the knives are covered. Okay, now I'm going to go right into a little bit of cadmium yellow. And right around the sun here where it's bright, add a little bit of cad yellow and let it work out. See there? Make all kinds of pretty little effects. And without cleaning the brush, I want to add a small amount of titanium white. Just tapping the brush into it again. Now figure out in here where you'd like to have some happy little highlights, some little clouds. And all you got to do is just sort of give that brush a little wiggle and let it go. Now the white is very opaque. It's very opaque. This painting will teach you a lot. It's a lot of fun. Just think where the light would strike and put a little bit. Don't overdo with this. It's easy to get carried away. Don't overdo. Maybe the little strikes right here. Just sort of let your heart be your guide and take you wherever you want to go. You know, we travel all over the country doing classes and seminars, and I like to ride at night and listen to my CB radio. I've got a CB radio in my van, and I listen to the truckers, and they're super people. Well, let me tell you, one night of traveling listening to truckers on CB will give you more education than 5 years of school. You can't believe some of the things I've learned. I really enjoy talking with them. There we go. And we travel all over, and we meet so many fantastic people when we're doing this. As I've said in some of the other shows, I really believe only super people paint and enjoy art. There we go. Now we can just keep on and on. You can take this to any degree of lightness or darkness that you want. Now I'm using the brush sidewards and just blending it all together, just like so. Maybe, tell you what, let's put a little bit of light up in here. In your painting, in your world, you put it wherever you want. You make these decisions. Decide where the light is and lay it in. Look at how those colors mix and blend. Now, if you had covered the canvas with liquid black and tried to do this with yellow wet, you would have had a lot of problems. You'd have had a bright green sky. Because it's dry, you get away with a lot of things. You almost literally get away with murder. Look at that. Now, I've got this quite bright, so it shows up well on your set. But at home, you make it however you want it. And that easy, we've got a very effective little sky. Okay, let me wash my old brush off. Then we can have some fun. I just covered a cameraman right over there. He's going to get me. Now then, we'll take the knife. Come right down here so you can see this very close. I'm going to take the knife and just reach under, get it started. Now, just peel this off. Boop. There you go. Isn't that easy? That easy. You've got a happy little sun right there. Now then, right now, if you come right up close here again, let's take a look-see. Right now, you've got a very distinct line here. You don't want that. With a fan brush, I'm going to begin to very gently blend this. Allow some of that color to come across. See how it softens those edges? There. Okay. This is just a clean, dry, very soft fan brush. Look at there. See how it brings that all together? Gives it sort of a mysterious effect. Let's make a good Halloween picture. That's getting very close to my birthday. I was almost born on Halloween. My father and I both were born very close to that date. There. We had one day apart in our birth dates. There. So we always had a deal, you know. Since it was so close together, he didn't have to give me anything. I didn't have to give him any either. But he'd always sneak around and get me something. Then I felt bad. we go. Wash that brush, dry it very lightly. I'm just going to blend all this together. See, now look how soft that nice edge is here. Okay, now we can begin putting in some happy little things here. I'm going to take the same old fan brush, go right into my midnight black, load it full, load it full. Okay, let's go right up here. Now hold some distant little trees, little evergreens. Now, you've probably seen me do these hundreds of times. Just take the fan brush and tap. Just tap. You know, one of the most exciting things that happens doing a show like this, we get hundreds of letters from fantastic people all over the country, and they send me pictures. You can't believe some of the paintings that people are doing all over the country. And, you know, I thought today maybe I'd like to share some of those with you. So I've taken the liberty of taking a few of these pictures that people have sent, and I've stuck them on a little board here. And I'm gonna have the cameras just sort of pan across and let you see what people all over the country are doing. Now, this is just a random selection. There's many, many more, and if I didn't show your painting, I apologize, and next time your painting will be here. And I'll just keep making these little trees while you're doing that, so I'm not doing anything you don't know about. But we'd love to hear from you and see what you're doing. Drop us a card, send us a photograph. Maybe next time we'll get your painting on TV. And if you see yours on there, thanks for sending it to me, because it does wonderful things to my heart to see that this is working so fantastic for you. There. See, we just keep right on dropping in a few of these little trees. Can you believe some of those paintings people were doing? And you can do it. If you're not doing it, pick up a brush and join us, because you really can do it. There's no secret to this. There's no secret to it. We show you everything you need to know here. There. Okay. That ought to give us enough little trees to play with right now. Just some little indications. And then we'll take a little 2-inch brush here, and I'm just going to tap the bottom of it a little bit. Actually, I'm just getting a little color on the brush, and then we'll begin pulling it. Just begin pulling it. Tap it, pulling it. And here's where we begin creating the lay of the land. You can pop that up. See, it makes a little misty effect there. Look at that. Make all kinds of beautiful little things happen. That easy. That easy. We don't know where this goes right now. Maybe put a little color on the brush. Maybe it just goes right on over there. Right on over. I'm gonna put some big trees, I think, here, so I'm not worried about that area right now. I'm gonna show you how to do some beautiful evergreens in here. Does that begin to look like an old moon, though, or a sun that's, could be a moon now that I think about it. Could be the moon. See, you gotta make another decision. Is this a sunset or a moonset? Okay, we'll just rub that a little and lift it. Create that nice misty effect. And don't kill all these light areas. They're going to end up looking like little patches of light shining across here. Try to save some of them, preserve some of them. They're your friends. They'll make your painting happy. All right, let's take. Boy, I'd be scared to walk out here at night by myself. Got to be a booger living there. Let's build some trees. Let's build some trees. I'll just use this black. Load the brush full, both sides, good and full of paint, okay? Maybe there's a happy little tree that lives right there. Now, normally, if you watch the show before, I tap down to create trees. This time, I've got a lot of letters saying, on trees in my yard, the limbs grow upward. So all you do is the same basic thing, just push upward with a brush. We'll do those kinds in this painting. I don't want to do them all the same. That way it'll give you something else to play with if you've painted with me. There. We like to continually give you new ideas and just keep you going, okay? Tell you what, maybe, yep, right there. There's another one. It certainly is now. Well, he's laying right out here in the sky. And one side of the brush runs out of paint, turn it over and use the other. Push gently upward. There we go. And as you go down, push harder so the limbs get bigger and stronger, and this one maybe comes to right there, wherever you want it. Wherever. Maybe there's some little happy things that grow around his foots. A little bit of stuff right there. We'll soften that up with a big brush in a minute, and that will help create another plane in the painting, more depth. Now, you know, some of the trees, well, some of them have a hard time. This one's back here. Oh, maybe he died on us. So we'll just put him in there. You need a few dead trees in your painting too. It helps make it look more real. Nature has live things and dead things. Look at there. Okay. But maybe right here, maybe, yep. Here's a big healthy one. Oh, he got a lot of water, a lot of sunshine. Give it a little push, bend. There we go. See? And leave some spaces in here. You need places for the birds to sit. The wind has to get through. So leave some spaces. It makes your tree look a little better. Little birds need a place to sit. Let's take our big brush and begin just scrubbing some of this. See there? Just grab it, scrub it. All kinds of little effects. And once again, you're just allowing some of that undercolor to show through. And by changing these angles, it helps create the lay of the land. Make all these little grassy things. Maybe there's another one. Wherever. You decide where they live. There's one. Another little plane. Goes right on up. I like these kind of paintings. They teach you how to use color. We're using such a few colors to do this. They're the fun kind. Because here you work with a lot of values. I'll go right in here and just lay in a little bit of color right in here. Just pop it upward. Look at that. Look at all the little things that are happening. I get excited when I see these. There we go. Okay, I'm having so much fun making all these little trees. I'm going to make another little tree here. Maybe he lives right here. And this tree, okay, I'll tell you what, he comes all the way down. This tree, he's got a few little things that are hanging on here and a few that aren't. You know, some of these old trees, well, they're like people. There's individualist people. Some of them have a few limbs here and there. That's what makes us interesting. We're different. We all have different personalities and we look different. That's what makes people interesting, and trees and bushes, they're the same. They have personalities. They're just people with a little stronger roots than most of us have. They can't get away. Just pop that up. Let's have some fun. I want to put a big tree right in front of the sun here. Just throw it right in front of the sun. We're going to check and see if you're brave today. Load a lot of paint into the brush. A lot of paint. I'm using the same old brush. But look how full it is. It's really just loaded with paint. Okay, let's go up here. Now, decide where this tree lives. And I want to show some sun on both sides. So I'm going to do him right there. Oh, right through. Look at that. Look at that. Bob's messed up the painting. But that's one of the beautiful things about oil paint. You really can't hardly make a mistake. Because with oil paints, you can just take it off the canvas if worse comes to worse while it's still wet. You can just take and zip it off, take a little thinner, clean the canvas, use it over and over again. Or if it's dry, you can paint right over the top of it. No big deal. You don't ever waste a canvas. Okay, maybe there's a little ledge right here that sets on. Look at that. Let's give him an indication of a big old strong foot out here. Hold him up. We don't want this tree to fall over. If it fell over, it'd fall right into the sun there. Can't have that happening. Just pop in a few little weeds. Grow right out there. There we go. Now, if we just had one tree, he'd get lonely. And he'd pick on all these other ones out here. So let's Let's put another big tree over here. Back into the black. And this big tree, yep, does now anyway. He lives right there. He lives right there. Look how easy that is, though. I'm just tapping with the brush. Just really sock it to it. There we go. But look at all the little fuzzy things that happens right here. See, when you hit hard with that brush, you get all these little fuzzy edges. And evergreens have all these. They just have all those little, I don't know what you call them. Look at that, though. And to me, that looks more realistic than a nice smooth tree. If you want a smooth tree, just take the brush and pull it straight down, and you'll get a smooth tree. I personally prefer one that's a little fuzzy. But everybody sees nature through different eyes. So I just want to show you how to make many effects, and you make the effects that please you. There we go. There we go. You know, I've got to tell you a little story. We recently did a demonstration in Boston for some of the most fantastic people in the world. And I met a lady there. And, you know, we all wonder if we can paint. This lady is blind, and she watches the shows, and she paints along with us, and she does fantastic pictures. If she's watching this, God bless you, because you're a super lady, and I really enjoyed meeting you. And I hope the next time I come back to Boston, we can get together and maybe we can paint together and have a super time. But I thought that was the most fantastic thing I had ever heard of. I'm going to take a little bit of the liquid black and put it on my palette. And my liner brush, go into some paint thinner. I want to make this even thinner. It's literally like water. Turn that brush. Okay, let's go up here. Let's put some happy little limbs, right across the side. There it is. See, because this paint is so thin, it literally just flows off the brush. Look at that. Look at that. There's one right there. And just put as many as you want, wherever you want them. This is your world. So you create the type of world that you want. There. There's freedom on this canvas. There's freedom. Boy, I have so many beautiful ladies who write and they say, you know what I'm painting, the kids don't bother me, and I create my own world, and it really makes me happy. And that's true. I was a single parent for a long time, and I understand a lot of those things. Let's put some limbs over here. You know, it's terrible. They never teach men anything about how to take care of a house. Boy, my son still talks. He tells people all the time about me making him eat burnt TV dinners. I'm just about the world's worst cook. There. And just drop these in wherever you want them. There we go. There we go. Maybe on this series we'll get him back and let him paint for you. He's 20 years old now. He cooks his own burnt TV dinners. Okay. Now then, let's take and put some leaves on there. I'm going to use a number 3 fan brush. Normally I use number 6. Then we'll use number 3. Load it full of paint, just like we did the other one. Just a lot of paint. Okay, let's go right up here. Now, since all these were going up, let's take the brush and push these up and create some happy little things that live right out here. Now, we don't want to kill this sun here. We worked so hard to put it in. Don't put so much on that you kill it. Leave it in there. All of them don't have to have leaves. Maybe out here, there's only a few little ones. Maybe here there's just a couple. Just come, you know, make these decisions. Wherever you want them, that's where they ought to be. All right. God, you know, it's really fantastic to be here with you. It's hard for me to believe that with the completion of this series, we'll have over 90 half-hour shows. Over 90. That's almost unreal to me. It's almost unreal. And I can't thank you enough for allowing me into your home. You're beautiful people. Thank you. Okay. There we go. Just drop it in all these happy little things. Now you just decide where you think these leaves would be. Drop them on. But leave some of the stalk here, some of the trunk showing. It makes it a little more interesting. And you can always take your liner brush and go back in here, see, and add some little things in here to hold it all up if you want to. Like this one right here. I think it ought to have a few more limbs in it. Wherever. There you go. Just like so. Now then, without cleaning the brush, I'm going right into sap green. Right into sap green. I'm just going to load it full. Now, even though this is very dark, you might be able to see a little greenish tint. So I'll put a little green on the brush. It's really loaded full. Let's go back up here. Now, up here on the tops of some of these leaves, I'm just going to push. I hope you can see that when you set it home. It's so dark, it's very hard to see. Just gives a little greenish tint. When you do this painting at home, you'll see it. And just here and there, put a little bit of highlight on it. Sort of separates these and creates a beautiful little painting, just like so. And maybe down here, we'll have a few little grassy areas. Just a couple. See, just sort of breaks it up. Okay, I think this one's ready for a signature. I'll take a little bit of the thin oil, some red, mix it up real good till it's like water. Let's go right up here. And I'll sign this one. I'd like to thank you for being with me today. It's always a pleasure for me to paint with you. I hope you've enjoyed this one and just given you a lot of ideas. And we see you again next time. Until then, happy painting. God bless.